Welcome to This Week in Guns, a podcast that covers a commentary on the latest firearms industry news, information, and buzz. Brought to you by the Firearms Radio Network. I'm your host, Jake Challen, president of FRN, and you make this show possible. That's right, you simply click through our Amazon affiliate link the next time you're shopping online, and a small portion of your sale goes to supporting pro-gun shows like This Week in Guns. We have a great panel this week. We have Baraka James, president of Modern American Shooting and Firearms. Hey, Baraka.
How
you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, Jake? Good to see you.
Great to have you back on. And Josh Cast of Four Guys Guns. Hey, Josh.
How's it going, Jake? Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
And John Patton of the Gun Collective. Hey, John.
Hey, Jake. How are you?
Okay. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised, especially on live shows. And apologies for this live show starting so late. Patriot Patch Company helps make this episode possible. Check out the new It's Dangerous to Go Alone pre-orders up over there on Patriot Patch. Have a 3-pack of It's Dangerous to Go Alone. PatriotPatch.co. Also sign up for our email list for a chance to win a patch a month for a year. So go over to PatriotPatch.co and sign up for that email newsletter. New Patreon perks, you can hang out with us after the show if you pledge at the $10 level. A couple lucky listeners are hanging out with us tonight, so head on over to patreon.com/week to join them, or you can pledge any amount of support to keep Pro Gun Radio coming at you for as little as $1 per episode. Every level has rewards. Check it out, patreon.com/week. Top stories this week. Try to start positive this show, although I feel like the show is going to be I'm offended for the whole show, but we'll see. May marks a couple golf clap articles here. May marks 13 straight months of record gun sales.
So I thought this website was freebacon.com. I'm just saying, that's where my head's at right now. It's free beacon for those of you that aren't paying attention. I got excited for a second.
You got me excited too. Thanks.
Yeah, see, free bacon. So lots of guns. That's good. Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is I don't know what you call this story, but I kind of like it. Ghost Gunner Senator named an FBI corruption affidavit.
Wait, Kevin De Leon is corrupt? The guy who said 30 magazine clip in half a second?
Was this guy trying to sell bazookas to like North Korea too or something? Or
what was that guy's name?
There's another California senator.
That was Leland Yee.
Yeah, Yee, that's it.
I hate to be the one guy to kind of say pump the brakes because he was only named, which means he's on the document saying so-and-so interacted with him. He is not named as the person that they're investigating. He's only named in it. Now, the good news is that means that there's a lot more eyes on what he's doing and all the dealings that are transpiring, especially when you start talking about the types of bribery that are happening involving his name, but he's not named yet. FBI have made an official statement saying that they're not pursuing him at this time. So we can only hope.
You're stepping all over my clickbait portion of the episode. Ohio carry permits are now a substitute for NICS check. So congrats, Ohioans.
That's cool. I would like to see more states move in that direction. I think, we go through a background check every single time, and I used to get the question, hey, will this help? And people would show me their license to carry in Pennsylvania, and like, no, sorry, that doesn't do anything. But that'd be cool if it did.
Absolutely. I wish Illinois would go that route as well. So, breaking news into the main stories this week. We had breaking news this week. Ninth Circuit rules that the Second Amendment does not protect a right to carry a concealed firearm in public.
I think Baraka is frustrated by that story.
Oh my God, where do we even begin with that? I mean, it's just ceaseless infringements on the Second Amendment. I mean, the whole thing that makes me laugh is it's the constant reiteration of the same obvious thing that criminals do not abide by laws. This only affects law-abiding citizens and prevents law-abiding citizens from being able to defend their lives from the people who are not abiding by the law, aka criminals. So, just makes no sense. Bizarro.
And for those that are unaware, the Ninth Circuit is largely based in California. It was California, Washington, Arizona. What was it, Whitey? Montana. Some of Montana.
Basically, from Montana down to the southern tip of California is what Ninth Circuit covers.
So there's a lot of yuppies and a lot of judges that wish they were politicians trying to position themselves in a liberal future on the West Coast.
So we had a plan, I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, where we just get one of those big, like, excavation diamond mine buzz saws, and we just start cutting on state lines and pushing them out to sea. We just might need to just change it like 5 degrees northbound and just cut a little differently, I think, and we'll be fine.
You know what, though? I think we could get away with just pushing LA and San Francisco out, and I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, that's a little harsh for Montana.
I don't think Montana's going to give one single care about that ruling. I don't think a single sheriff or deputy or anyone is going to be like, oh, well, a bunch of guys down in Southern California said we can't do this anymore, guys.
You know what really confuses me is why there is so much question about shall not be infringed. How is that up for interpretation?
Right. That's what blows me away, dude. That's what I mean. Every time.
We have more words now. We have more words and feelings than we did back in 1776. So. Because of feelings and snowflake generation.
Now, it's interesting this ruling said it doesn't protect the right to carry a concealed firearm, so one would have to assume that it does not mean open carry.
Sure, but in some states, open carry is not legal.
Right.
So you're backing people into a corner.
So can you flip this ruling on the head and get open carry approved in places it's not approved now in the 9th District?
And
I mean,
that's a good question.
It's the death by 1,000 cuts, because all it's doing now is it's tying legal law-abiding citizens in this constant loophole of, oh, it must be Wednesday, so today we open carry. Oh, today is Thursday, now we get to conceal again, because it's just bouncing legal from one court to the next with constant, 3 to 6 month swings that you now have to change everything just to be legal. Meanwhile, like Brock had said, everyone who gives 0 Fs about the law is just, they're going to still be packing in their underpants.
It's modern sporting rifle Mondays and taco holster Tuesdays.
So let me ask you guys a question. You may have some more clarity on this than I do right now. This is saying that the Second Amendment does not protect that right. They're not saying you can't do it right now. They're saying the Second Amendment does not protect it. Correct? So those are two very different things. They're not saying you cannot conceal carry. They're saying that the Second Amendment does not protect you in that case. Are we seeing delineation there?
That's an interesting point, John.
Right, and this affects ratifies jurisdictions that use the may issue permitting as a requirement for individuals to show good cause to obtain a concealed carry license.
Right, like a threat to your life or some nonsense like that. Like I think New York City did that, and in most cases they don't even allow it. They just say no, get bent.
And Washington D.C. did that too.
Yeah.
And they just got it struck down. And the whole thing is we're responsible for our own safety. That's the whole reason of the Second Amendment. We should be allowed to guarantee our own safety by carrying a firearm.
But I think John might be onto something here, where maybe it's just us being the gun world. Now, bear with me till the end here, because this is going to sound messed up until the end. This is us in the gun world going, oh my God, send up the flares, pop smoke, this is infringing on rights. In reality, what it looks like by just that first paragraph says it clearly, but we ignore that because it's a Second Amendment. So ratifies jurisdiction's use of may issue permitting requiring individuals to show cause. So all they're really doing here is creating that legal, I don't want to say loophole, but using the technicality to justify still using may issue instead of will issue or anything like that at all. Now, that's still bad because that's still an infringement. But this looks like them still trying to imply that bureaucracy and then legally justify it.
Right, like this seems like a setup for something else.
Right. And that's why I said wait till the end before we, like the whole machine gun thing way back in the day. I was like, Whitey doesn't think everyone should have machine guns.
No, that makes sense. That does make sense, Whitey.
And so this affects California greatly because California may issue, and it's up to the individual county sheriffs to decide whether or not you have reasonable claims to obtain a carry permit. Now, there's some sheriffs that basically act as shall issue counties, but the more liberal areas, especially San Francisco and the big cities, they are all may issue, which is really probably not issue.
Did we ever hear some kind of final ruling on that thing that popped up in Southern California where you couldn't open a gun store within 500 yards of a school or 500 feet of a school or some nonsense like that, and there was no area in the jurisdiction where that was even possible? Do you guys remember that story?
Was that California? That might have been another.
I thought it was California. I just assume that most horrible things that are going on in the gun world are happening in California, which is generally true, right?
That's true. Right. You nailed it, John.
I don't know, but I was just curious if we had heard anything on that. It doesn't matter.
All of my knowledge fell out of my head right when I hit record today, so I'll have to get back to you on that. Death of the kitchen counter table, whatever, FFL. No new licenses will be issued for people running a kitchen table. That's basically what that means is it's a home-based FFL. Right. And also major distributors are ceasing their shipping to home-based FFLs.
And that's BS.
It's one, not distributors. It's
the headline says.
I don't care what the headline says.
Hey, I just read headlines on this show.
I know. I don't care what the headline says. RSR Group is the only company that has made a position to not ship to home-based FFLs. Okay. I don't know what that is all about. They're saying that after June 21st, they're no longer going to be shipping firearms to home-based FFLs. I think that's more of a business decision. And this quote here says, according to RSR Group, the ATF has informed them that they will no longer issue home-based FFLs. That's according to another person we know. That is not true. And that if the home-based FFL does not renew their license, it will be terminated. Again, not true. So basically this whole story is false. And I can... we'll have to wait on somebody with a little bit more FFL knowledge than myself to really drill into this, but
we'll hit on this another week if this proves to be inaccurate. The main paragraph of the story says the latest from the ATF is that home-based FFLs will continue to be valid and may be renewed, but new ones will not be issued. Those wishing to obtain an FFL must actually be in the business of selling firearms. However, the ATF chooses to define that phrase basically as a proper storefront.
So I'm an FFL, and in the business means buying and selling firearms. There are people out there, and I know exactly what's happening here, is you have guys out there that they'll obtain an FFL, they'll pay their fee, and they get those sweet deals by getting dealer cost from people like RSR, Lipsies, things like that. And what ends up happening is, you get a smoking deal. And the reason why you're getting a smoking deal is because you're supposed to be reselling that at MSRP or MAP or anything like that at all. So, do they exist? Absolutely. What does the ATF look for to define being in the business of selling firearms? That is to have 4473 forms and any SOT, not SOTs, the tax stamps and things like that, not in your name, which means your brother, your cousin, your guy at work, the guy who you can get the hookup for, anybody that isn't you, over and over and over again. When you get audited as a home-based FFL, that's what they're looking for. Are you in the business, as in conducting business, money in, money out, of selling firearms? Now, I haven't heard or seen anything like this from my agent. And when it comes to people like RSR, one, RSR sucks. Everyone and their mother knows it. The only people that like RSR are big box stores that do the kind of quantities that RSR gives a damn about, because it's like they have to like check your store out, and they run like a credit report on you and all this other fun stuff just for you to buy stuff from them. I have money, you have product, I do business, let's do business. When you manufacture a product, and I have a little bit of insight on this factor too, you have a manufacturing cost. You then have a percentage markup for wholesale distributor. You then have another markup for like third party. You then have your MSRP, because that margin gets stomped down. Margin, for those of you that don't understand retail, means if it costs me $10 to make this thing, I sell it to a distributor at $20, so I make my money. They sell it to the shop at $40, and it costs you $50, and everyone gets their piece of the pie working their way out. We can dive into that all day, but what it boils down to is, here's why RSR is stupid. Because they make their money no matter who they sell to. It has zero bearing on whether you're buying 2 units or 500 units. The price doesn't change. They make their margins. So them doing this is them just putting their nose further in the air. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news for people like RSR. There's a million ways to get product, and they are not it anymore. Neither is Sports South, neither is Lipsy's. With the age of social media, with the age of the internet, with the age of people being able to acquire things, especially direct from manufacturer because of buddy-buddy deals, you want a bunch of Trigicons? Cool. Guess what? I can get them. And I don't need RSR to do it.
I think there's a lot of, from my days in stores and having talked to a lot of other dealers, there's a lot of complacency because they do a lot of business with a certain distributor. And then, that they get used to a distributor having a certain product. And for instance, there are only certain distributors that you can get like Magpul from, and there's a bunch of other brands where it's like exclusive deals or like exclusive guns. Davidson's is a great example of that. They do I think Talo editions, and they're usually the only one that you can get those from. And that sucks because you're if you don't want to do business with them, you can't get these exclusive guns, but that's how they suck people in. And I think there's a lot of complacency with these FFLs where they are like, oh, well, I've done a lot of business with them, and I don't really want to go through dealing with another company and all that kind of stuff. And it's nonsense. They don't. This could be business in general, but a lot of people just don't want to put the effort forth. They get comfortable, and that's stupid. If you want to succeed, you've got to keep the throttle down at all times.
True. Very true.
Everytown for Gun Safety says 2016 will be the year of gun safety.
Guess what? Every year is gun safety year.
And companion story, Everytown for Gun Safety endorses Clinton for president.
Shocking.
Hillary Clinton, who just said on national TV, if the Second Amendment is a right, I mean, come on, she questioned it, and then if it is, it needs to be regulated like every other right.
What's funny is it starts out the right.
But, yeah, I know, right? I mean, just like shall not infringe, it doesn't get more idiot-proof.
Oh, man.
Lord have mercy.
So I say that just like the Wear Orange thing became FRN Orange.
That's right.
I think we need to just destroy whatever they're doing and turn the year of gun safety into our year of gun safety and teach our gun safety, not gun control, not hiding things from children. Let's teach people.
Yeah,
Let's teach children.
Well, it's all these phrases that they use. I mean, doesn't have to do anything about guns, but if it's an election year, you're like, I'm pro-children because inferring that the person they're running against is anti-children.
I mean, sometimes I'm anti-children. Sometimes.
Pro-stupid.
That's like me saying I'm pro women because I'm sending my wife to a carbine class next month for 2 days, and she's going to shoot 800 rounds in 16 hours. I'm pro women because there you go. That doesn't make sense.
You should be a politician.
I've heard that before.
So, I mean, does this really change anyone's voting decision?
I mean, I was going to vote for Hillary until then.
Oh my God! I hope you slip and fall in a puddle of it. I cannot believe you say that out loud.
Why? Come on.
It's
I don't get enough
I already got
hate mail.
Listen, I already
I don't get enough hate mail about John talking about how he's not voting for Trump or whatnot. And
vote for Nader.
Yeah. Well, who's the guy in
the Libertarian that everyone's talking about right now? Who's that guy?
The guy that threw
Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson, yeah.
Hey, it's the 11th hour. I'm going to be president. Vote for me.
Who was the guy that they were voting for in Back to the Future on top of the cars? Who was that? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Was it Biff?
No, it wasn't Biff.
I didn't think it was Biff.
Don't trust me.
I'm going to look this up.
Back to the Future.
You're a disappointment to the family.
So, Baraka, what are your thoughts on and I don't know if you want to talk about it, if on Trump and him being or not being the best candidate for gun guys like us?
Man, you really don't like me, Jake. 'Cause you
we all have been thrown under the bus and dragged behind it.
I mean, no, but that's
already,
way worse. That's like throwing me under 10 buses because I'm waiting for the pitchforks and picket lines outside. All right, here's the thing. If I have to choose between worse and worse, okay, I didn't trust Trump from the beginning. From the beginning, I thought he's pulling the Manchurian candidate. Him and Hillary are friends, and secretly behind the door, all he says is, you know what, all I care about is money, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pose as a Republican. You're going to run against me. I'm either going to hand you the election at the end by totally sabotaging and doing all these outrageous things, or I'll get into office and take care of everything that you need for me to do. So I've never trusted the guy. Then the NRA endorses him, and Hillary comes out of her mouth with, if the Second Amendment is a right, and it has to be. So just based on the fact that guns are such an important part of our lives alone, right, that makes me want to automatically not vote for Hillary, which I would never have done anyway, and vote for Trump. I wish Condoleezza Rice had run, because then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But, can't.
So the mayor in Back to the Future was Goldie Wilson. You're welcome.
Is that the guy that was sweeping the diner floor and
yes,
he's like, you're going to be mayor someday.
Re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson was on the vehicles. You're welcome, Internet.
Alrighty then.
Mom stops kidnapping off-duty deputy, nabs suspect.
Oh my God! Did you guys see this video?
This is if you have kids or even if you don't have kids, this is the scariest video you've probably seen involving a child abduction. This is in the middle of a Dollar General store that this guy just nabs this 13-year-old girl and tries to drag her out of the store with her mom clawing for her, trying to save her.
And this video actually made me very proud of my wife. We were watching it together, and she told me she would have pressed the muzzle of her shield, 9mm, against his body and proceeded to fire until the threat was stopped. So she made me very proud of her.
Did she use those words?
Yes.
Wow, that's very tame.
You got to keep her.
Yes, I do, and I was very proud of her because we.
I would have on that guy like Harambe. Crazy kids do drugs.
This dude, this was really scary.
Yeah, it was, dude.
It makes you think when you're going wherever, just walking around, like some creepy dude could just walk up and snatch somebody, and you hear that from time to time, and this was the reality of that.
Situational awareness, man. Safety-minded. Tell people all the time. Pay attention. Who's watching? Especially when you have kids, you got to look who's watching your kids and looking at them.
That's so weird.
Yep. And this girl was 13. That's like an age where you might trust that kid to go down to the store by themselves.
Nathan's already punching me in the neck, so I mean, I think he'll be good. Just gotta get his sister into arm bars soon, and we'll be all right.
There you go, man.
Facebook, under the gun on guns.
Did they try to throw that Katie Couric thing out again? Is that what they're saying, under the gun on guns? I mean, is it supposed to be like a play on words referring to that?
That's exactly what it is.
Ah, okay.
We did have an article about how the Katie Couric, director of that anti-gun
Stephanie
documentary, how she apparently probably committed a couple felonies during the course of that shoot.
Is she going to be prosecuted? Is anybody pursuing that?
That's what I want to know.
That's a handsome question.
Anyways, I think we covered that 2 weeks in a row, so I wasn't going to put it in.
I wish I had been there.
Why don't you share your 2 cents then, Baraka, since you were on that?
So the thing was, Katie Couric was sitting here, left of me, and one of the VCL members was sitting to the right of me. Before we even came on the show, Katie Couric was like, I just wanted to get with all of you law-abiding gun owners and know what you guys think about this and this. And I'm like, oh, wow, Katie's a real professional journalist. She's going to actually let us say our side of the story. She had me eating it, hook, line, and sinker. Let me tell you.
All by herself.
And, and little did we know that she was going to go in there and, like, in her mind the whole time, I got another sucker. I'm going to come in here and change everything the way I want to do it. I mean, yeah, dude, that's all I want to say is I've never seen someone be so false and seem so sincere and genuine about it. She's a con artist, dude. Total.
I would love to see you and her do like celebrity deathmatch or boxing. You know what I mean? Like just go toe to toe.
Dude, I can't hit a woman.
No,
yeah, but she's not a woman. She's a jackass.
You should do the naked in the woods celebrity thing.
That would be amazing.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what is it called? I don't even know the name of the show. The Naked in the Woods thing.
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, Naked and Afraid. Yeah, there you go.
U.S. Okay, wait. We gotta go back to Facebook. Guns on Guns. So, Truth About Guns and several other pro-gun blogs, content providers are talking about how Facebook is intentionally limiting their reach.
John!
How they thought around the end of February they saw their Facebook engagement drop off a cliff.
Okay, if you have an hour, John can break that right down for you. But I don't think we have an hour just for that part.
So,
John, you're on.
I'm as far as I'm concerned, the reason that Facebook is reducing the reach of all of these pages is not simply because they are firearm related. I do not believe that at all. What I do believe is that every page out there is being suppressed. And because guns are a large portion of what we deal with, everybody, all the gun pages are getting suppressed. Well, Facebook is an advertising generation website. They want you there as long as possible so they can make as much money as possible off of you, right? So if you are there for a certain amount of time and the advertisers are saying, listen, I don't want to be associated with gun stuff, and this has happened on YouTube as well. If the advertisers are saying, I don't want to be associated with gun stuff, well then of course Facebook is going to suppress that a little bit more. However, it's not like they're going, oh, I'm anti-gun, like everybody's pretending. They just want to make more money.
And they want you to pay to play. So you want to engage more audience, you got to pay in your ads and your reach too.
And it sucks because guys like Josh have spent years, and we talked about this before the show, years building a huge audience, and then suddenly that is gone.
Yeah, that's not cool.
And that's really, really frustrating for guys like Josh.
Very
well,
frustrating.
and I've found with the Patriot Patch Facebook page that I have to consistently every day be spending money on there. Otherwise, the reach drops right away.
Josh, do you want to add anything to this?
So, well, that's funny because that was my biggest fear and I don't mean to bore all the guys that are actually watching and listening with a bunch of statistics and shenanigans, but One of the reasons why Four Guys Guns doesn't boost posts, doesn't feed into it, is because we've always had an organic following, which means the people that are there want to be there. And that is the best type of fan you could have, because they signed up for this. They stick around for this. You can unlike, unsubscribe anytime you want. We continue to grow. The reason why we never boosted is because we tried it for a short stint once because we wanted to, reach more people. And what we noticed immediately was if we weren't posting and boosting every single post, the ones that we weren't boosting would immediately take a nosedive. So some people had told me that, it's not the case anymore. Posts are still posts, but the ones you boost just go further. Ran a bunch of experiments, and put in dollars. And what I think John was there for one of them. What it boiled down to was if I gave Facebook $3,000 to post one post, it still wouldn't even reach the amount of followers I have. So it's more than just capped. It's a broken system. And now they're charging more than they ever were. And to me, history of retail, supply and demand, all that fun stuff, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign because you're now think of the ammo crisis for all you Pro 2A people. As supply diminishes, price goes up to compensate for those gains. So the price is going up for you to pay for your own reach. I'm not paying. So I'm actively searching and looking for new ways on how to, guys, you don't even realize social media battles. So what it boils down to is if I want a certain cool product, a certain company, I either have to create dynamite content, meaning I have to make a viral video 3 to 5 times a day just to reach you with this stuff, or enough people from a fraction of a percent have to find it interesting to bump it up to a fraction of a percent, to bump it up to a percent. If you have, 565,000 followers for Four Guys Guns, and we grew another 1,400 this week, which is actually pretty low, but we've been seeing a steady decline. Even if I gave them $3,000 a day, I'm still not going to be able to reach everyone.
Right.
So now more than ever, no, I'm not paying. I'm going to sit here and ride this out. And we're going to look for new ways on how to target audiences, how to target our followers, and how to make sure, without being the, hey, make sure you turn on the notifications, jazz that everyone likes to do. And these are the battles that we have to do. So it really boils down to you, the user, you, the fan, you, the follower, you, the person who likes the things we're putting out there, to actually kind of seek us out at this point, because otherwise, I hate to tell you, I'm not budgeted for $3K a day. If I was, you wouldn't be seeing me with an office like this, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Dumb.
U.S. agency endorses plan to cede internet oversight.
Back to you, Jake.
So, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, the ICANN administration, is set by U.S. administration, and it's basically what governs domain names and whatnot. And the president, U.S. government are putting a plan into place to transfer their stewardship of the domain name system, technical functions, and whatnot to a broader, more worldwide approach. Which some may say, so what? But others have concerns, and I could see this. This might be tinfoil hat area, but I could see this possibly affecting pro-gun entities down the road, because you keep taking more and more of the internet's control away from the U.S. And the U.S. is, as far as the world goes, the only real pro-gun country in the world because we have the Second Amendment.
I think you might be onto something here. I think what would be really interesting is if the kind of backlash that would happen if they started leaning on gun owners and gun websites from foreign turf. Like, that's a dangerous place I mean, that's beyond censorship.
Right. But we see that kind of stuff go on in Europe. We've had stories about that and scenarios like that in Europe. And so I guess that's why I put that in this week's news. It's not really currently gun related, but as we said before, slippery slope, giving away our rights in every area can't be good for the future.
Very true.
We are to the I'm offended section. I'm not necessarily offended, although I have been this whole episode. But this section specifically is somebody's offended here. Just one story this week. ATF gets black eye for abusive conduct on Alaskan highway. So this is a pretty interesting story. This was a vehicle registered to the ATF. It looks like a Ford Explorer or Expedition, something like that. And this vehicle was pulling motorists over with their flashing lights, and then they'd pull up to them and flip them off and speed off. And people were calling 911 on this vehicle, and the local authorities couldn't even figure out where this vehicle was registered to because the ATF is in no databases. All the vehicles the ATF, and I assume this applies to other federal bureaucracies, your local or sheriff or PD, they can't look those vehicles up. They can't look those plates up. They're basically invisible from their computer systems, which I found shocking. I did not know that. And the only reason they figured out this was an ATF vehicle was because it was noted by a local police department in an earlier incident. The plate was noted, and that's the only way they made a connection. And then they contacted the ATF about it, and they gave the spiel that they confirmed the SUV was theirs, but they don't talk. They don't comment on personal matters.
Yeah, of course not.
Interesting.
I think it was just some guy being a douchebag.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, is this really that big of a deal? Like this article is it's an abuse of power. Is it? It's just a guy. It's just some dude with an ATF vehicle that's being I can't curse.
Well, it is until they take it too far.
Flying the bird. He's flying.
Until they take it too far, hurt someone or kill someone.
Agreed. But he was just pulling people over. And of course, yes, that guy should be punished. No question. Do what the law dictates to that guy. But is this the ATF's abusing law? No. This is not the ATF. It's an agent of the ATF being a douchebag. Punish him for it.
But they're not going to.
Of course not.
Well, the ATF is above the law. Right? Because they clearly aren't in any registries, and they just do whatever the hell they want most of the time. Like, let's just arbitrarily decide whether something is designed or redesigned to touch your shoulder and become an SBR magically. That's what the ATF does. They make stuff up.
So we are to the Overflow section. Way too many stories to cover this week. I did cut some out. I was gonna cover, but we were all running behind this week, so this show is a little bit shorter. But you can check it out in the show notes at firearmsradio.tv. Support us on Patreon and get a chance to talk about these shows after the show if you pledge at the $10 level. Patreon.com/week. The top story in the Overflow section, I do want you to check out, though. It's what the New York Daily News, apparently they have a liberal redneck on their staff. And this is quite the video. Check it out. Top stories in the Overflow section. This week in Guns show notes. Contribute to the Firearms Radio Network and This Week in Guns by shopping our Amazon affiliate link. Click the Amazon banners on firearmsradio.tv or bookmark firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. We are to the full auto news segment, stories the real media won't talk about, and other crazy stuff. This is where each of the hosts picks a story to call their own. While you guys are making your selections, I want everyone else to head over to JWB Military and Brass giveaway, which is on firearmsradio.tv. Click This Week in Guns and click the JWB Military and Brass giveaway. You can enter to win ready to load brass, fully processed brass, 9mm, 308, 5.56. You get to put in a first and second choice for what caliber you want, and I also throw in a free Patriot patch. So check that out. JWB Military and Brass giveaway. All right, John, you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
Go for it.
And now we got to deal with an autoplay. Suspect accused of shooting father at service for his slain brother. Guess where this was? We're not going to play. Don't read it. Don't read it. Oh, my God, don't read it. Where was this?
Florida.
Oh, Florida. Good guess. Josh, do you know? You're muted. Baraka, what do you think?
Screens happening here, okay?
All right.
Kentucky or West Virginia?
Nope, Baltimore.
Wow. Okay.
So this is your typical hood heater situation.
See, you had to define that. Otherwise, we would have narrowed it down quicker.
Right. That's why I like leaving it open-ended. Baltimore still sucks. I don't know if you guys knew that. But this guy, I guess, went to the service for his brother and then got in an argument with his father and decided to shoot him.
So it was his real father, not like the priest's father?
I don't know. I don't know or care.
All right, Jake. Whenever you're ready, I got the next one. Then.
All right, go for it.
Armed robbers foiled a McDonald's robbery by 11 SF guys, French GIGN guys, were eating there. So apparently, these French GIGN guys are like
Wait. Were they eating French fries at McDonald's?
Yes, but they only use mayonnaise. Remember that in France. That's what they dip with. So
right.
The reason why this story is particularly funny to me is one of my good friends, her husband, actually is one of these guys. And he's told me quite a few stories about what they do, and they're very professional in what they do, and they take their jobs very serious. And they love fast food, dude. And the fact is, these guys went in here to rob this place. You have 11 of these guys sitting around. One of the guys on the way out trips, and then they just pounce on him and foil the plot and save the day. After this guy, he grabs the money, starts making towards the door, falls, and they just jumped on him, and they took action, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Come back here, you best there. Is that how it works? Everybody sounds like that?
Yo, dude, it is...
Nailed it.
It's so strong.
So what do they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
A Royale with cheese.
All right, Whitey, what do you got?
How messed up is your life that you try and kill yourself with a bra strap instead of going to jail? Now, South Carolina woman tried to strangle herself with a bra strap in effort to avoid jail, deputies say. So, I mean, if she was like, and not to be judgy, but it's not like, when you tell your buddy, hey, I'm too pretty to go to jail, because I'm not too pretty to go to jail. I'll be the first to say it. She is not too pretty to go to jail.
I got to look now.
But she's going to kill herself with a bra strap. I mean, how bad is your life? A bra strap.
You got to read the title, though.
I did. South Carolina woman tried to strangle herself with a bra strap.
South Carolina meth head tries to strangle.
Oh, meth head. Oh, we left that part out. Okay.
Oh, so when I look at the actual article, because I'm reading, Jake, it's fundamental. It doesn't say that. Because I didn't click on the clickbait, Jake. I clicked on the article. Belittle me in public. How dare you?
So this girl appears as somebody that you would think is very stereotypical of the term white trash. Her name looks to be... Oh, her name is Christy Lynn Kelly. You're welcome, Internet.
Yes, indeed.
Christy Lynn.
Oh, dude, she's from one of the biggest moonshine places in South Carolina, Spartansburg.
That's funny.
There you go, dude.
She was just turning her life around with her country music album.
She's a classy broad.
There's lots of good stories this week. Naked college senior dives into garbage truck running from cops.
Oh, Lord.
I like the story about the Chicago rapper.
Yeah, you take that one.
So this aspiring young musician named Lambo Low.
Lambo. Love Lambo.
Lambo Low, son. Dropping bars. So this young gentleman who has a tattoo right between his eyebrows that appears to be a smiley face with the tongue sticking out. That's a really weird tattoo.
It looks like a satchel.
He's got one eye has like the crow because I guess he really misses Brandon Lee.
Wow.
And this jackass decided that he was going to post pictures of himself and video on the internet with stolen guns that show this serial number. And guess what? He got caught.
Brilliant.
Lambo Low, everybody. Great rapper.
Silly ghetto dude. Guns are for law-abiding citizens.
Yeah, yo, but I'm trying to say I got that hood heater, son.
Hood heater. That's awesome.
Australia police shoot suspect with knife and hit 3 bystanders as well.
Oh, yeah, because collateral damage in Australia means nothing.
In India, the country of India, gangsters caught with most advanced firearms to date, and one was a Taurus.
Oh, my. Did it even work? I mean, come on, dude. Probably get farther throwing it at somebody than you would actually trying to shoot the thing. Taurus.
Well, that's. I think that's all I have. Any others that you guys want to cover?
Nope.
Go for it.
Interesting history. North Carolina man planting shrub unearths cache of prehistoric weapons. So as somebody who has never even found an arrowhead singular in his life.
Never found one?
Never found one.
Wow.
This guy stumbled across a cache of spearheads from 5,000 to 6,000 years ago.
That's pretty cool.
By
That
planting
is really
a
cool.
bush. So I'm like, you know what? Screw this guy. Plain and simple. Because I can't find an arrowhead.
I've never either, dude. Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, my grandfather used to spot them off the tractor.
No way.
In the field, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's like I've never even found a 4-leaf clover. My daughter walks outside every day, comes in with like 3 or 4, and I'm like,
She's just lucky, I guess.
I know, dude. I'm telling you.
So in other news, if this guy was in New York, he'd be arrested for an arsenal of weapons.
So true.
Oh, so did New York do some training of Australia real quick? Australia police shoot man and injure 3 bystanders in the process?
Lord, yeah.
Yeah, I already read that headline.
Oh, did I? I must have spaced it. Whatever, Jake.
So hang out with us after the show, like the few gentlemen are this week. Patreon.com/week. Pledge at the $10 level for that perk. Other perks as well, for all the way from $1 up to $15. Choose your adventure, your perk. Patreon.com/week, and all the while supporting Pro Gun Radio, like This Week in Guns. Patriot Patch Company helps make this episode possible. New pre-orders are live. Just put up a patriotic-themed pre-order, We the People patch. And we have to plug the Four Guys Guns we've partnered with to bring an American style to your swag just in time for the 4th of July. Whitey, you want to take this?
So the funny thing is that you see a lot of these T-shirts out there, and I'll be the first to tell you that, you know what? We wanted to put our spin on it too. It's kind of a modern spin, especially those of you with teenagers in the house, or maybe just the younger listeners out there. But you see all these hashtags, and you see all that stuff. So one of my personal favorites would be hashtag squad goals. Now, let's incorporate some history with that. And we have the Sons of Liberty. Sons of Liberty were the first 9, founders that started the whole let's screw the British and put tea in the harbor. And they had a flag, red and white, 9 to symbolize the 9 guys that did it. So, hashtag squad goals. I would want 8 friends that had the same view on liberty and independence as me, hence we have that shirt. Also, we got really tired of Che Guevara shirts, plain and simple, and all the idiots wearing them. So what do? We made a George shirt. And just to kind of keep with that theme, it's Jorge. But, nice big red shirt, big black George Washington face, Sons of Liberty flag on the sleeve, and a nice quote about the Constitution on the back. Those will ship in time for you to be wearing them at your 4th of July bash. They also come with a free patch that says hashtag Colonial, and you got your 13 stars right on your sleeve. So Jake from Patriot Patch Company there is going to go ahead and throw in another patch. So if you want this full bundle, you actually end up saving like $20.
Cool.
Or something like that.
Very cool.
Share that out if you could. We would love to sell a bunch. We're still going to buy them and stock them regardless from Patriot Patch Company for our store. So get them while they're hot, because I guarantee you, I'm worse than Jake. I will jack the prices right up.
You heard him. PatriotPatch.co/FGG.
Killing it.
All right. Well, that about wraps us up. So this is a part of the show. We see what these guys are up to. So, Baraka, what's new? Where can people connect with you online?
They can connect with me at our website is www.masf.co, and we have a my personal Instagram is Baraka_U_James on Instagram, and MASF_2A for there. And I just wanted to compliment and tell John thank you for supporting and wearing one of our shirts there. And if you guys can zoom in, you can read my shirt. I don't know if you can read that or not. It's kind of hard when so much movement's going on down there, but All right, John, take it away, brother.
So I have been up to lots of things and stuff. Yeah, so I did a couple behind the scenes marketing things for some industry guys recently. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoy being able to do that. But beyond that, TGC still growing, lots of content coming. The normal stuff. And are you really doing that?
I had to, dude.
That's funny.
It was fun.
No, man. TGC is continuing to grow and continuing to do the best thing I can possibly do, which is just create cool stuff. That's it.
Cool. Where can people connect?
You can type The Gun Collective into anything and find me. Anything.
My 1983 IBM typewriter.
If you find a way to make that work, please let me know.
And back to Josh, Four Guys Guns. Where can people connect?
Same as John, since he got the whole trick from me. It's just 4 Guys Guns on just about any social media platform. That way we have a nice harmony, so no matter where you go, you can kind of find us, with the exception of Snapchat. Snapchat is me and me alone, FGG space Whitey. And sometimes I post a lot in a day, sometimes I post nothing, but I guarantee you there'll be no peach pics. I'm always accepting them, I just don't give them out. It's a personal thing.
So send all your D pics to FGG Space Whitey.
You should see Jake's, it's amazing.
It's like a sword, it's really weird.
It's got the American curve to it, it's pretty good.
John, you should share your new bundles. We kind of
Yeah. So
if
you go to patriotpatch.co/partners, and then you click on the TGC side, you can find a couple new bundles. We've got some exclusive patches. So the TGC shirt, the logo shirt, comes with a Come and Take It patch from Patriot. It is literally not sold on the site. You can only get it there. And then the Guntrepreneur shirt is sold with a lead delivery patch, which is a postal vehicle with a minigun on top or a Gatling gun, and it's incredible. Look at him holding up the Guntrepreneur patch. Those are awesome. They're limited edition. You've got one of the only ones.
What about this one? I like this one too, dude. This one's awesome.
I like that one too. Whitey actually designed that logo.
Oh, Whitey, you're the man. And Whitey, not to be left out. Old school.
All the
The
patches.
original blackout patch.
That's right, baby.
Collector's item.
That's right,
I
brother.
think you can get like 6 cents for that now.
But yeah, if you guys want to support what I do on TGC and also help support FRN, you can go to patriotpatch.co/partners and click on TGC, or check out the FGG stuff that's also there.
Leave your feedback by commenting on the bottom of this YouTube video or the bottom of the show notes, which the show notes go live Friday morning, early morning. So they'll be at firearmsradio.tv. Just click This Week in Guns. Leave us a review on iTunes and contribute by shopping with our Amazon affiliate link. Well, thank you, John.
Hey, Jake. Thank you. It's been fun.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks for having me, Jake. Pleasure to be here.
And thank you, Baraka.
Thank you, good sir. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here again. I look forward to it.
That's a wrap. We'll see you next week.